What's going on, guys? Steve Supremo here, and today we gotta talk about the Switch 2, like the thousands of other people out there who are going to be sharing their thoughts and opinions on the first look trailer that Nintendo just dropped for us this morning. So I want to put my thoughts out there, so let's dive into it. The Switch 2 was announced today. It's the 16th, Thursday, early morning on the West Coast. My son, everyone was up getting ready for school. He had already seen it, and then I eventually got up to help get them ready, and he was super excited. Like, Dad, you got to see it. The Switch 2 was announced. So we gathered around and all watched it as a family with my three kids, and it was an awesome moment because they love the Switch. They each have their own Switch. I have two of my own Switches, so it's just the Switch is big in this home. The Christmases I won't forget when my kids got their own Switches, their own Switch lights and stuff. It was just awesome moments. I have them all recorded on the camera so they can always rewatch it again in the future. And it's just awesome stuff. So being able to gather around and watch that together for the first time since my kids were old enough was just awesome to be able to share that moment of a new console release all together. Because when the first one came out, one of my kids wasn't even born, and one was very young, not old enough to do anything. And my son, he was playing games, so he kind of knew what was going on. But yeah, just a really cool moment this morning. So let's dive in to the system itself. Like for me, this was all first time seeing this stuff. I know apparently there's been tons of leaks out there about this thing, but I don't pay attention to leaks. I don't watch them. I don't want things to get spoiled. I want to be genuinely excited when something gets announced, whether it's a game, trailer, or console release, just like anything like that. So channels like Spawnwave, who actually cover this stuff a lot, and when leaks would come out, unfortunately, like I love his stuff, but every time it was a Switch 2 thing, I always like skipped through it and didn't watch it. So I'm the type of person I want to be surprised. So everything I saw here this morning was a genuine surprise. And the first thing that was surprising was the actual console itself. You know, man, if you've been around as long as me through all the console releases, you know the biggest thing that we are hyped about when it comes to these consoles, at least for my generation, was seeing the change of what it's going to look like. Every leap from each console, especially with Nintendo, had a great change in it. The Nintendo to the Super Nintendo, not so much. Like the look did change, but still kind of cartridge based. But then you went to that disc based GameCube, big change. Then you went to the GameCube to a Wii, where you have motion controls. Then you go to the Wii U with the tablet. Like they're just always innovating. And then officially the Switch, the last console they dropped, which went full on tablet mode. And yeah, so it's like, where are they going to go from here? And underwhelmingly for me personally, it's just a Switch again. Like it's the same exact console look. So that big reveal of what the system's going to look like, it's just the same thing. So it was kind of underwhelming for me and kind of sad actually because it seems like the end of an era. The era of seeing this new leaps and bounds and what the look is going to look like on a Switch system is probably done. I can kind of picture it from here on out just being kind of like when a new tablet or something comes out. It's just going to look the same and just be stronger underneath the hood of it. So it's just kind of sad when you think about it when we've seen all those different leaps and bounds through over the years of what consoles look like. But I guess people this day and age, if you've been born like the last 10 years or so, you're used to just rebuying the same phone that looks all the same and everything again. Like that's what people are used to. So maybe it's not a big thing for people these days. But for me, the look of it was already always a big deal on a reveal. So when it just looks the same, it's kind of like, oh man, it's just the Switch, another Switch. It's just bigger and sleeker looking, which is cool. But you just maybe wondered if they had something tucked under their sleeve where just groundbreaking. So unless there is something like really innovating in the future, which I could see later on down the road, once it's perfected and very cost effective, that Nintendo will probably dive into some type of VR thing. They're going to do a Nintendo VR and probably have a headset or something like that. And we'll see what happens. But I think that could be like that next big innovation for them. But just how far down the road will that be when it comes to a console? It could be 20 years, who knows? But from now on, it's probably just going to be Switch 3, next tablet. Switch 4, next tablet, which I don't know. It's just it seems like I said, the end of an era of seeing that console jumps and leaps. Sony with the PlayStations and everything, if they still continue to just be home based consoles, we'll probably see some changes and stuff in how the design changes from there. But they're probably going to hop on this portable wagon too. Why not? Because you see the sales of stuff Nintendo does. I think it'd be silly not to do your own type of tablet style thing, even if you were Sony in the future. Not just a portal, but like a fully like transferable system where you can hold it in your hand and then dock it. Unless there's some type of technology patented by Nintendo, that's what I would go for. But anyways, it is a sleek looking console. From what they showed, when you see the picture at the end, you do see that it is bigger. It's a bigger system, which is cool. So we're getting a bigger screen. The Joy Cons are bigger, so that's awesome for people with larger hands. Because I know for me, it wasn't really the Joy-Con size, it's the thumbstick size on the Joy-Cons. I like a bigger thumbstick that's like the standard size on a controller or something. I like that size thumbstick. So anytime if I'm playing a Vita or anything and it's tinier thumbsticks, that just I don't like the feel of it. I always have to play this on a Pro controller, or I have my Hori Gamepad Pro stuff I play my Switch with. I don't play with the Joy Cons, but it is bigger and it looks, like I said, just looks sleeker. Like everything looks like you see the gap here. There's no gap in the Joy-Con area here. It just looks well fitted. So it's a good looking like system again. It's just a Switch. One of the other things I was a little concerned with or worried about was how the Joy Cons attach here. It's probably a really smart design. I don't know if it's. I'm guessing it's probably magnetic, so if the switch does drop or something, like it can come off easily. Nothing will snap and break. So maybe that is a good design. But part of me kept thinking, like, man, I just think this thing's gonna come off too easily, like with how people play. So I don't know how secure it is, but maybe that is a design thing. Maybe they've had reports of, since the original Switch, they kind of slide and lock in. Kids might press them, or even adults maybe, and it breaks the Joy Cons, which could damage the console. So maybe they wanted some type of quick release system here so they can avoid that. So it's probably very smart. It just, I wonder how sturdy it actually is when actually playing something. So it's interesting. And how it had, like the different colors of the Joy-Con, like ends here inside the system. One of the other big things we saw, which it looks like these parts right here are things you just attach to it. I don't think that's how the Joy-Con actually is, but I don't know. But apparently, looks like there's an IR camera in here, and that this thing can kind of perform like a mouse. They had this thing like kind of sliding across the table here, incorporating like a mouse, and then it comes off that connected piece. I don't know if y'all saw that, because it looks like it was like a little pad that protects it. Here we go. Slow it down. Where's our speed here? So I guess this is an attachment that you attach to the Joy-Con, because it looks like they launch off of it. Yeah, like there it goes. So it's like a separate padded piece. So I guess you're going to be using this as kind of like a mouse. I don't know what that entails, like what kind of Mario Paint or something you could use to do that, or how that will be incorporated into games, but we'll see. But yeah, there's nothing else other than the Mario Kart that they revealed. You can't really tell any graphical improvement really with the Mario Kart game, I don't think, because Mario Kart games already looked awesome for the system. So can you tell how much stronger it is? Not really, not yet. So it'll be interesting to see when they do the Nintendo Direct for it in April, of going over the specs and how everything is improved. And here it is docked up in its docking station again. You got the little pad there for your Joy-Cons to attach to. I am excited that those Joy-Cons are bigger. So they're doing their Direct on April the 2nd. So that is a ways out. So needless to say, I'm pretty excited. I cannot wait to see what they reveal on April the 2nd to see like what can this system really do. And then when is it coming out? If there's a direct on April the 2nd, does that mean we're getting the system in April? Like near the end of it, or May? Like you got to have time for pre-orders June, or is it all the way out in the fall? Like how long will that gap be before we actually get our hands on the console and they open up pre-orders? I know it's going to sell like hotcakes. Probably it's going to be a big seller for them. So I'm hoping they're prepared to cover like everyone who kind of wants to get one off the bat. We'll see. But I'm super stoked. I know it might sound a little underwhelming just because the looks are everything, but man, I'm excited for the Switch. I can't wait to see the power and everything it puts out for some Nintendo games, even if it's like the power of like a strong PS4. I mean, that'd be awesome to have portable stuff like that because PS4 looks great. So I'm looking forward to it. What did you guys think of the reveal? The little mouse control, Joy Cons, the look. What do you think of us just probably having tablets from Nintendo going forward until that next innovation? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.